Okay folks, our lesson today is showing inequalities on a number line. So we first of all have to understand the inequalities notation. That is read as x is greater than 3. When the arrow points to the right, and you are reading from left to right as we do, that means greater than. That reads x is greater or equal to 3. As in the little line underneath allows for x actually equaling 3. That is x is less than 4. Note the arrows pointing the other way. That's x is less than or equal to 4. If we have 3 is less than x, which is what this inequality is saying, well, if 3 is less than x, that's the same as x being greater than 3. And that's how we would read it. Although it's written 3 is less than x, we'd actually read that as x is greater than 3. And finally, when we have x between two inequalities, we read from the center. So that is x greater than 1 when we read it from the center to the left. And when we read from the center to the right, that reads x is less than 5. So the combination of those two inequalities is x is greater than 1, but less than 5. Whenever we've read our inequalities, we always read beginning x. So to show inequalities on a number line, here's our first inequality, which we would read as x is greater than 1. So there's our number line. The greater than means that we put a circle on 1. That's really important. That we can think of that as being the circle ring fencing the number 1, as in we can't allow our x value to equal 1. So we put a little ring round it. And then x is greater than 1, so it's everything bigger than 1, and the arrow on the end indicates that the x values keep going. In our second example, the inequality is x is less than 3. Because of the strict inequality, once again, we put a circle, this time around 3, and our x values are less than 3, so that's to the left of the circle. And once again, the arrow on the end indicates that the values keep going. In example 3, this time we've got a less than or equal to on our inequality. And instead of a circle, this time we put a blob, if you like. It's like we're shading in the value -2 because we're saying that x can actually equal -2 now. And then our x values are greater than -2, so our line goes to the right. And once again, the arrow on the end indicates that those values just keep going. And finally, in example number 4, this time we've got x between -2 and 4. So because it says or equals to at -2, we put a blob, as in a shaded in circle. It's less than 4, so we use a ring. Then it's the values in between, so we join them up. And that's how we show inequalities on a number line.